You want me to look big or?
No, you can fire fine right there. Right about there is good. Now, I don't need you to throw it hard. You just got to. I just want to see what your motion looks like as you do it. Okay. Next pitch. Freeze after you throw it. Okay. Do you like this ball? There's no seams on it.
80 stars.
What's that?
They're 80 stars.
Is that what you guys play with up at home?
Quite a bit around the Tulsa area and stuff like that. You see a lot of 80 stars. So we just try to duplicate what they've got.
It's like playing with a cue ball.
Yeah.
No seams. Freeze. Okay. Now, look at your hips. Look at your body right now. Okay. You're still facing third base. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think of how a baseball pitcher throws the ball. Okay. Now, let me back up and say I've never played a game of baseball in my life. Okay. I grew up pitching like this, same as you. Okay. But everybody can relate to what a baseball pitcher looks like. Okay. And basically, pitching like this is pitching like this, just flipped upside down. Okay? It's a crude analogy, but it's pretty accurate. Okay? Now, what you just did is went like this. Okay? Your hips never turn. Do you have any idea how much power you're losing by not turning your hips? I noticed that you did it when you threw your pitch and I was standing behind the fence too. You have a reluctance to turn your hips. Now, imagine a baseball pitcher who doesn't turn his hips. It would be like somebody going and saying sideways. Okay? Think of all that power. So, what I want you to do as you do this is I want you to do exactly what you did, but I want you to try to remember to drag your foot with your shoelaces pointed towards me. If your shoelaces point towards me, then you're automatically turning your hips. Okay? If your shoelaces stay pointed to third, that's what you end up with. If your shoelaces point to the catcher, that's what you end up with. And the trick is to make sure that your arm goes through before the hips turn. So you got to make sure that your arm kind of brushes right past your belly here. Okay? So, arm goes through, leg turns, your knees come together. Okay? Kim and Kanye together. Not Bieber and Selena, okay? Apart. Kim and Kanye. So, bring those knees together. And then you don't have to hold it like you're surfing. I want you to fall into your fielding position. We never force ourselves into fielding. Okay, so don't feel like you got to do this. Okay? Knees come together. Boom. And then you're ready. Alright? So do it slow, because your instinct, if you go fast, is going to be to go right back to what you're used to doing, and that's going to be to stay tight. We've got to go slow in order to make change. Okay? You understand?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I say anything that you don't understand what I'm talking about, ask. Okay? Don't just do it and not knowing what you're doing. You're not being disrespectful or rude if you ask questions. So ask away. Okay? Got it?
Got it.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of.
Can you hear me now? I just want to make sure you can't say I didn't hear you.
Okay.
I know all the tricks. Okay, see? It's hard to make the transition. I'm going to give you homework to help you, so don't sweat it. Don't think oh my God, I'm never going to remember. I'll give you homework on what you have to work on the most. But this is going to add a significant amount of power to your pitch when you incorporate this with your body.
We took away the closing about 2 years ago because she tended to come through really early on the hip. And just to get the mechanics of coming across the body, I kind of stopped her from closing on it.
Okay.
But didn't realize the power significance of having that hip to come through.
Yeah, I mean, try swinging the bat without hurting.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
So,
I would just say that I would have, and every coach is different, obviously.
I don't know anything about the game. What I've learned from you and
trade one problem for
Pretty
another.
much, yes.
But it's an easy fix.
Okay.
It's an easy fix. It's just in the 3 pitches that I've seen you throw, her problem is not athleticism, it's not coordination, it's just purely muscle memory. And
Right.
muscle memory is the easiest thing to. It takes time,
Repetition.
but it's the easiest thing to fix. If she was uncoordinated and had no idea what she's doing, arms and legs going all over the place, I'd say, okay, we've got a bigger problem here.
Okay.
But that doesn't appear to be the case.
Okay.
You guys came down last night, or?
Yeah, we drove in.
Which was the four?
They in.
Which hands?
Little ways from here.
Dang, I'm out of it. I just got black and white.
Okay. Now the next thing, I'm going to add one more thing to what you're doing. Okay. Instead of just letting your arm
The closest to glove there.
kind of float, I want you to have a more drastic whip to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now an exaggeration of that is making your arm touch your shoulder.
Oh,
Okay. But you need that whip. I want you to almost think like you're spanking a little kid. Bam! Right through. Okay? So just like throwing overhand, how you have a wicked arm whip as you come through, you want to have that on the downswing too.
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
Let it snap. And then you get the elbow, wrist, and fingers snapping in sequence right there, one after the other.
Oh, I see.
That's going to put more spin on the ball for you,
Yes.
and you're going to get movement, you're going to get speed, and all these things, and it's going to, number one, it's going to take pressure off your shoulder, so you won't have to worry about your shoulder ever hurting. So we're just going to take everything that's going on in here, we're going to dispense it through the rest of the arm. Loose arm, loose arm.
That's awesome. Yeah, I see how that'll create more with more speed. Don't want to try that right now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. You're doing a little bit better with the arm. You've gone back to doing the thing with the foot. Okay? It's okay. I'm pointing it out to you only because I want you to be able to feel it when you do it and when you don't do it. Okay? It's really hard when somebody you never met before starts throwing things at you, telling you try this, try this, try this, and you're not used to doing it. Okay? So just take your time. Okay? Now let's make it even a little bit simpler for you. Let's, instead of going half motion, let's go in a circle. Start sideways and do it in a circle, okay? Because that's the key position. When you start straight, and then as you step out, you turn into this position. So I want you to get as comfortable as you can be in that sideways circle position, okay? So you're here, close and whip. Okay, now do you know why the pitches are coming over here?
Because my hand, what there was like weight.
No. When the ball goes to this side, it's because your shoulder was turned too soon.
Oh,
Okay? So if I turn my shoulder prematurely, look where it's going to go. It's going to go over there. If I throw over there, it means my arm wasn't in tight to my body. Now the arm not being tight to the body can mean that she either turned her hips too quick or she simply had a gap between her arm and her body. Okay? But eventually, you should reach a point where you throw straight over top of the target, just like this, okay? And you should be able to go and throw straight over top of the target. It shouldn't matter if you threw in front of you or from behind you. If your body is straight, the ball should be straight. If you're not straight, you try to do that, you're going to throw the ball right up your butt. Okay? That's a Hertz donut. Have you ever had Hertz donut before? Hertz donut. It's your fault.
Around there someplace. And
All right. So here's what I want you to add now. Okay, we're gonna add one more piece. Start with your hands at your stomach. Okay? Move them like you're rocking a little baby. Okay, don't shake the crap out of the baby. Just rock nice and easy. And I want you to keep your hands together, and then I want you to shove the glove right towards the target. So as you move, your arms lead the way, and away you go. Okay? The purpose of this is to try to get your upper half to help your lower half. Right now, you're going like this, and you're just starting, and you're not getting any momentum from your arms at all. When you do anything athletically, both halves of your body have to move. When you run, your arms help you. When you jump, your arms help you. Pitching, your arms have to help you. So get comfortable with trying to get your arms to lead the way and go. All right? Very good. Forgot the foot though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Do you ever have a problem crow hopping? Anybody ever felt you for crow hopping? No? Okay. Good. Now your spin is phenomenal. You got great spin on the ball.
Oh, yeah, let me see. I feel it rolling my fingers really well.
Yeah, whip that arm. Remember whip it. Okay. Listen, you're gonna throw bad pitches. Okay, pitches that didn't go where you wanted to. I don't care that you throw bad pitches. What I care about is you being able to tell me why it was a bad pitch. What did I do wrong? That's the key, because self-correction is the key. When you're out there in the circle, you're all alone, okay? And so you got to be able to fix what's broken on your own. Oh, everybody yelling, throw strikes, do this, do that, do that. Like you're not trying to throw strikes. Of course you're trying to throw strikes, you idiots. But you got to know what went wrong and how to fix it. So if you pull it over here, just say, I got to stay sideways a little bit longer, and then fix the next one, okay? There's always a next pitch, so just remember that. There's always a next pitch. Fix the next one. Make the next one better. Don't worry, don't dwell on the last one. You don't seem like you don't strike me as the type that you dwell on bad pitches. You seem too chipper and happy for that. So you're an Oklahoma fan then? You're an Oklahoma fan?
Kind of. I'm more of a UCLA fan.
UCLA?
Lisa Fernandez.
Oh, nice. Have you ever met her?
A bunch of my family members have.
You know, she herds puppies. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. She shades kittens and puts them out in the snow. She's horrible. Her and Jenny Finch both. Can't remember the foot. It's okay. I'm going to give you homework. Remember, don't sweat.
Alright.
Two more. You bring a drink with you?
I'll get you one out of the car.
Okay, turn in your shoulders too quick, right?
Okay, got it.
As you come towards me, try to hide your back shoulder as long as you can. Because if you pull that shoulder too soon, I'm going to be able to see the back shoulder. I want you to be sideways as long as possible. Good. One more. So when you're working out and you're pitching with dad or catcher or pitching up against the wall, whatever you do, it's a good idea to every 15 minutes or so take a drink, just to refresh your brain, reset your clock, come back out. There's a general rule of thumb, and it's someone's a little bit higher, someone's a little bit lower, but you get a minute of attention span per year of age. Okay, and so I realize this is new right now, and you're having fun, and it's novelty, and it's easy to stay focused. But as you know, and if you're honest, you're going to admit this. Pitching practice can get boring. It gets boring practicing pitching, and if you're just going through the motions because you're bored after 20 minutes, you're not really working on anything. You're just going through the motions. So I always try to treat practice kind of like a game. You know, you throw for 10, 15 minutes, stop for a minute, just take a drink. Like you got your 3 outs, and you go back out, and you're going to be much more refreshed and able to focus on the next challenge ahead of you. So, you know, kind of keep that in mind, that don't just keep pitching and pitching and pitching. Nobody pitches for 45 minutes straight. Unless you're having the worst inning of your life, you're not pitching for 45 minutes straight. All right, you ready? Now, have you ever done the walkthrough pitch before, where you walk into it? Okay. Now I'm going to do it. And I'm going to simplify it with 2 steps. Look at you want, and I'm just going to simplify it with 2. 1, 2. Now, when I take 2 steps forward, I should be right on that line. Okay? And I'm going to go left, right, and pitch. Now, everything that we've done so far comes into play. Remember how we were rocking the baby? I want you to try to remember to push both arms towards the target as you step over here. Push your arms towards the target. Turn yourself sideways. So you hide that shoulder from me. Arm comes through, and then try to drag down the line. Okay? Ease your speed into it. You don't need to throw 100 miles an hour first pitch. So you walk in, you're to there. Okay? Just ease into it. And on each one, you push off just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So you're going full throttle. You guys play your high school ball or?
Yes, we did.
Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Was she a freshman?
No, she goes to one of the rural schools, so she's 8th grade, so she'll be going to the junior high next year.
Oh, okay. Okay, now you swing both arms back, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you taught to do that, or you just do it on your own? Okay.
Told her you may work on changing that. We've talked about pulling that glove off to the same side.
Yeah.
And possibly trying to work on that over the winter to change that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed, do you pay attention to the ball after you throw it, or do you just throw it and kind of not look at it?
I think it's
Okay. Have you noticed that a lot of your pitches come in and drop?
yeah.
Do you know why that is?
Because I get a lot of silver.
Could you get what?
A lot of silver.
It's because you're learning how to throw a drop, and you don't even realize that you're throwing a drop.
Oh, really? Because it
Okay?
has.
Now, if I was your pitching coach, okay, I would tell you that fastball is now the F word. You don't say it, you don't think it, don't do it, okay?
Okay.
Because why would you ever want to throw a pitch that stays straight when you can make it come in and dive like you have now? And you've got really good spin on the ball, so you've already got 9/10 of the battle fought, that you've got a drop action going on your pitch. The mistake that a lot of people make is you're throwing a peel drop, okay? The mistake that a lot of people make is they try to tell you that when you throw a peel, you have to step short and pull up on the ball and do all kinds of crazy things. Nothing could be further from the truth, okay? You're throwing a drop without even trying right now. Okay, the pitch is coming in and about halfway, it's starting to bite down. Okay, the harder you throw it, the more whip you get, the sharper the break is going to be. So you want to keep doing exactly what you're doing and forget the word fastball altogether. Some coach tells you that you need to have a fastball, just nod your head and say, okay, and then just throw what you're throwing anyway. All right, but to throw a ball straight is insanity. I mean, if the hitter's up the bat, that's what they're looking for. They're looking to see if they can gauge the trajectory of the ball. If they know that ball isn't going to go down or it's going to go up, they're going to swing right on that same plane. Boom. And contact, as you know, is not a good thing with the $400 bats and the polycore balls and things like that. So if you can make them miss-hit it or swing and miss, that's even better. Okay? So you've already got the makings of a drop. You've already got the makings of a drop. So I want you to keep working on what you're doing. And if she throws it and it doesn't go down, in her case, it's just a matter of the fact that she let it go too late.
Okay.
That's all it is. It's not a matter of, you know, you didn't pull up on it or anything like that. It's a simple matter of trajectory. If she lets it go too late, the trajectory of the ball is going to be up high. She probably, when she throws full speed, throws hard enough that it's going to get to the catcher before it has time to reach its peak and then go down. So if it's flat, it means you just let it go too late. You just got to try to teach yourself to let it go earlier. A lot of coaches tell you to step short on a drop, and the reason they tell you to step short is they try to get you to release the ball earlier. I don't think that you have to step short to teach yourself where to release the ball. You want to make sure that you have that full thrust from your legs, because that's where your power comes from. So working on trying to just release the ball right at or before your back leg.
We've embraced the philosophies, because what you say makes sense in all your videos. 8% of your power is your legs on the pitch. And I firmly believe that. And the other one was that you want every pitch you throw to look like the same pitch.
Right.
And if we start changing how we work our legs or our upper body or our arm, they're going to start reading those pitches.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, yeah. So that's what mine is all. And that's where she is. You know, I see so many of these girls that they got 9 pitches.
Yeah. None of them spin differently or anything.
They're all a bullet spin.
Yeah.
But and it's like, let's give you a good, solid base of mechanics to start with before we ever think of anything else.
Right.
Because
and a lot of that gets perpetuated by Michelle Smith on ESPN, because every pitch that's down low, oh, what a drop ball!
It's a rise ball.
Look at that screwball. Yeah. She just threw it inside, man.
She picked. We're religious on watching the NCAA stuff. Fast pitch, and we finally got HD so you can see the spin of the ball. And that Amanda come across, and it was last season. Well, she just threw a rise ball, it's got bullet spin. She just threw a drop ball, it's still got bullet spin. She just threw a curve ball, she called it a backdoor curve.
Yeah.
And the thing comes in, and it's got, from the camera angle from outfield, you look at it, and it's still got bullet spin.
Right.
It just went outside a little bit.
A lot of those announcers, I mean, all you got to do is throw a pitch over here, and they call it a curve. Is that all I have to do to make it curve? No. The ball actually has to spin and move. And you always want the ball to spin in the direction you're trying to make it move.
Exactly.
So if you throw a rise, you need the ball to spin backwards. If you throw a drop, you need it to spin forwards. If you throw a curve, you want it to spin sideways. Okay. So let's start the transition, of keeping the ball concealed, A couple of bad things happen when you do what you're doing. And then what I mean is this, here, Now, 3, potentially 4 bad things happen. The first thing that happens on a lot of girls is they straighten up their arm, and then they keep their arm straight all the way around, and they don't get that whip over, So, you look like you're going to be able to whip it. It doesn't look like you block your elbow and keep your elbow stiff as a board as you come around. So that's not really an issue. But what is an issue is you're showing everybody the ball, and you're showing, and eventually the hitters are going to be able to see the different grips they have to the different pitches, and you don't want that. You don't want your catcher going like this, with the signals, right? So you don't want to be showing the bat or the ball with the grip. Okay? The third thing that happens is power. Is you want everything to go in one constant direction. Okay? And when you go back and you go forward, your arms are they're moving in the same direction, but you're going to get more power if you have both arms going together versus apart. Okay? Now, the fourth thing that happens, and you don't do this, because I paid close attention to it when I was watching, is the majority of girls, everybody has seen a girl who goes like this, goes swimming with their arm when they pitch. Their glove goes flying way out. 99% of the time, that's because once the hands separate, the glove is now free to go swimming, and they'll lose control of their body, and their shoulders open up prematurely, and all kinds of bad things happen. Okay? Now, you do not have to imitate every single thing that I do. Okay? But when I pitch in a game, my motion is very simple. I just start, I get my grip at my side, take a nice deep breath, relax, and then my motion is down, out, forward. Okay? Now, if we try to get you to do that, we might as well tell you to pitch left-handed, because it's going to feel really, really awkward too. Okay? So phase one of getting her to keep the ball on the side is to just make sure that the glove follows the ball.
Okay.
Don't worry about the hand staying in the glove right now, because if we tried to tell her to keep her hands together, it would totally discombobulate her. So if we can just get her to, instead of going back to this side of the glove, follow the ball over. Okay, that way you're still concealing it a little bit, and you're also getting comfortable with that arm helping both arms move forward. Okay, so here we're going to pitch full motion now. Okay, here both arms go back, your weight goes forward, and then throw those arms out at the target. Okay, can you show me how you put your feet on the rubber? Okay. Now, look down at your feet. Take a picture of where your feet are. Got it? Okay. All right. Now, the rubber is 24 inches long and 6 inches wide. Your rules are you have to put your feet in contact with the rubber. Nowhere does it say your foot has to be on top of the rubber. Okay? This is the downside of doing lessons indoors, is that we don't have the holes in front we can pen with and stuff. And it can be good to learn and train with it, but it's also bad because, you can pitch like this, and there's, when you get out in the game, all of a sudden it's not flat like this, and you have to learn how to do the hole. But the object is you want to make sure that you have as much separation between your toes and your heel as you possibly can. The more separation you have, the more you're going to be able to transfer your weight and get momentum. You can't get that much momentum when your feet are close together. Okay? So, in here, let's use the full 6 inches. Put your toe against the back edge. Put your heel right up against the front edge. Okay? Now, if you're playing the first game of the tournament and the ground is level on the mound, this is a perfectly legal form of pitching as long as you don't go and take a step. Okay? That maximum 6 inches is going to help you gain power, and you're ultimately going to be pushing off the ball with your foot anyway. Your cleats are going to dig into the dirt, you're going to be jumping out. Okay? If there's a big hole there, you can either try to put your foot as far in front of the hole as you can. You can try to fill in the hole. Most of the time, it's probably like cat litter, and you can't tap it down. Or just remember that just because the other pitcher pitches from this spot doesn't mean you have to pitch from that spot. You can move off to the side and make your own holes. Okay? So don't always feel like you have to pitch from the same spot just because the other pitcher. You can make your own holes and train. Okay, so this is going to help you a lot because you're going to find that this 6 inches is going to feel like 6 feet to you because you're so used to having your feet close together. But I want you to get comfortable with your feet, get your feet nice and situated, right underneath your shoulders. That's where you're the strongest and you have the most balance with your feet under your shoulders. So, hands come together, get yourself set. Remember, both sides, same side. Same side. I bend my knee and flex my waist. that you're afraid to let it go back. The more you go back, the more you're going to go forward. You play any sports? Okay. Think of the jump ball and basketball. Okay. You get as much momentum from your arms to help you. Negative. It's like hitting. You see a hitting coach? Okay. Do you teach a load with the hands? Okay. It's very similar. In hitting, you do a load to generate the power to go forward. That's what you're doing with your arms here. You're doing a load to generate the power to go forward. So the more you go back, the more power you're going to get to go forward. Okay. One more time. Very good. Very good. All right.
Oh, I had to say
It's only knuckle. Good. Now one drop nicely too. Good. Okay, a little bit harder. Push off a little bit harder. Make that arm go a little bit faster. Speed everything up. Okay, now, it doesn't look to me like you're falling off to the side anymore. Okay? You're staying on your line pretty much, and that's because you're not holding your weight back and losing your balance. You're actually letting your leg come through, so your balance is being maintained through the whole pitch. So that's automatically fixed that problem that you had if you're falling off to the side. You just got to remember to drag your foot. Okay, stay sideways. Stay sideways. Do you have Rick Paul's videos and stuff too? Yeah.
I study between what I can find on YouTube, through the Discuss Fast Pitch.
Oh, yeah.
I spend time in there. I see your posts, Jonathan's, and all those guys.
My God, is he complicated though, doesn't he?
Oh, boy. We work through board members' drills.
It's okay. Sideways.
And I'm just trying to find everything I can
Sure.
to help support that love of the sport. And it didn't help that I had nieces that came up through the travel ball ranks with Lisa in the early. I'm 52, and they're just a few years younger than I am. And so I remember going and watching 10 and under, 12 and under games with Lisa pitching, and told her those stories, and I was like, oh, kids.
Good. Are you from Oklahoma originally?
I was born in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yes. My mom had family from that part of Oklahoma, and after I got out of the army in 84 or 87, she wanted to move back. I'm like, I'm done with Los Angeles. Let's
Yeah.
come back to the country.
Nice. Very good. You stayed straight down the line. You had a good snap on it. Good. Okay, don't pick the leg up. Keep the back leg down. Just remember, I see everything. Everything. I can see you changing your mind. That's how good my eyes are.
I know the 12 o'clock one is.
Oh, well,
yes.
Okay, there's one more mechanical thing, and it's more of a cosmetic thing than it is mechanical that I want you to think about, okay? You watch games on TV, right? Have you ever noticed that the girls on TV, for the most part, are starting off like this? You know why they're doing that? Nope. Nope, because they can do that right here. The reason that they bring the ball to the side like this is because the higher the level that you play, the more the coaches are trying to spy on you and see what they can see and relay it to the batter. Okay? It's called picking the pitcher. Okay? Now, it's another reason why bringing your hand out of your glove is a good idea, because that gives the batter what we call a snapshot view of the ball, and then you can see a snapshot of your knuckle or curl or whatever you do for the other pitches. But if you get your grip the way that you're getting it right now, you were to just walk out and go, look how exposed you are to the third base coach. Okay? Now, what I do with my own is it doesn't matter if the ball starts in your hand or in your glove. Okay? The rule is you have to approach the rubber of your hand apart. Don't let anybody ever tell you how to present the ball. That went out of the rule book like 30 years ago. But people still yell, oh, you got to present the ball. No, okay? As long as your hands are separated when you walk out, it's fine. Okay? When you bring your hands together, if you bring them together right here and get your grip, then it's hard for anybody to see what you got going on in your glove. Okay? The next glove purchase that you make, you want to make sure you get a closed web so that they can't see inside your glove. Okay? But you want to take the heel of your hand, put it right up against your hip bone, the lip of your glove faces center field. Okay? And then you bring your hand in there, and away you go. Now, a lot of these idiots that you see on TV, they go so far and they twist like this, they're so worried about that third base coach that they forget that they twist, and the first base coach can just look right behind and see what they got going on. You don't need to twist, because if you twist, then you have to untwist, then you might have something else going on. Okay? The less movement you make, the better. Okay? So, what you can do is you can start with your glove like this, and then that's where you bring your hands together. Bring your hand in the glove, don't keep it on the side. Keep it in the glove, facing center field with the glove here, and then from there, you can go back and go forward. Okay? Hide the ball a little bit more. All right? The majority of those girls that you see on TV, they hide the ball, and then they drop out and they show the batter the ball anyway. It's a complete waste of time to hide it. 2 more. Now, you've never started on a rise ball at all? Okay. And there was a good case of you just let it go too late and it hung up high. If you let it go earlier, that would go down. Okay, one more.
All right.
Nice. Take a drink. Now, I'm going to give you homework for everything that we've talked about, or basically the main points that I need you to work on most. But in the next segment, I'm going to get you started on learning how to throw a rise ball. Okay? And the reason I'm going to get you started on it is it takes a long time to be able to do. Okay? A very long time. So the sooner that you can get started on it, the better you're also going to be.
Got it.
Okay? So even if we just get the basics down of what it is that you're supposed to do, you're going to have homework that you can work on, 24/7 to just keep working on it, practicing. But you picked up on what I've instructed very quickly and pretty easily, as a matter of fact. So, you're no longer falling off to the side. You still need to kind of get the muscle memory down a little bit more with your arm and dragging your foot, but we'll talk about that for homework. Okay? So far, do you have any questions?
Not that I know of, I think.
Not that you know.
We bought one of the double balls about 2 years ago, and she just didn't feel ready or comfortable, and it's, all right, we'll just put it up here, and it'll be here whenever, when you're ready for it.
Okay. Of all the training aids that are out there, that's the best one.
I think that's
the rise ball, without question. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you how I grip mine.
Okay.
You do not have to grip yours this way. You can ask Lisa Fernandez, you can ask anybody you want, how do they grip their ball? What is an absolute is the rotation of the ball. It has to be backwards. Okay? I don't want bullet spin, I want back spin. Okay? Now, in a perfect world, we would get 6 to 12 spin on a draw. In a perfect world, we would get 6 to 12 spin on a rise. We don't live in a perfect world. So getting 6 to 12 spin on a rise is almost impossible. Okay? Almost impossible. Mine is pretty darn close to 6 to 12 when I throw it in a game, but it's not perfect. That's not going to be. The twists and turns that we make with our body prevent the ability to make it spin straight backwards. So when you guys are working on it, I just don't want you to think that, oh, it's not spinning perfectly backwards. If you draw the line on the ball and do that, oh, it's not good, it's not good. We want to get it as close to backwards as we possibly can. Okay? Now, get a ball. Here's what I do. Okay? You call it a C or do you call it a horseshoe?
Horseshoe.
Okay. Take the horseshoe and make the horseshoe open up into your hand. Okay? Now, the reason that I say do that is, you have big hands? You have pretty big hands. Let me see. Oh, it's like a bunch of bananas. Look at that. No, just kidding. Okay. The reason that I say make the horseshoe open up into your hand is because, as you see, the seams get narrow right there. So if you go the opposite way and you were to try to put your fingers, then you're going to automatically have to spread your fingers as wide as possible. And if you don't have big hands, then you're not going to be able to do that. You get a comfortable grip. But here, you can slide them down so that your fingertip goes under this seam, your thumb goes under this seam, and you're not spreading your whole hand on the ball, giving the ball the Vulcan death grip. Because the one thing that you want to remember is no matter what pitch you're throwing, the more hand you put on the ball, the slower it's going to go. Okay? So the least amount of hand that you can have on the ball is best. Okay? Now you have to balance that with being able to control it. Okay, so you don't want to hold it like this if you can't control it. Okay, so now I put my fingertip right underneath the top seam. Okay, thumb goes underneath the bottom side. Cock it up a little bit more. Because if you do this right, after about the first 8 pitches, you're going to get really sore in your fingertip. Okay? And that's a good sign because she doesn't have a callus built up. Okay? So the more you practice it, the more you're going to get the callus built up. I would also recommend if she's going to start to get a rise ball, start carrying super glue in your bag.
Yes, we already do.
Okay? Because if you know if your nail starts to split or you start to feel a blister, okay? Now make sure the glue dries before you grab the ball. Okay? All right. Now, as you can see, my hand is ginormous. So I can split my fingers right here. You can't do that. You're more like this. That's okay. These two remain the keys to the pitch. Okay? Now, somewhere along the way, I'm guessing that you've seen a video or heard somebody speak of a rise ball and they told you it was like turning a doorknob. Have you ever heard that expression?
Yeah.
That is probably the worst analogy that you can possibly make for throwing a rise ball.
Shattered my world.
Because that is going to promote bullet spin. If you turn your wrist, bullet spin is going to occur. We don't want to turn the wrist. We want the wrist to snap underneath the ball.
That makes sense.
So, instead of thinking of it like a doorknob, I prefer to think of it like a light bulb. Twist the light bulb just with your fingertips to make it spin. And that's what we're going to do here, is we're going to just try to spin the ball. The trick, this is the hard part, the trick is to keep your thumb pointed at third base. Okay? My fingertip pushes straight underneath the ball at the very same time as I roll my thumb. So as I roll my thumb behind the ball, I push, and that's why I use a fingertip, is it gives me one central pressure point that I push from. And then, whichever way your finger points is the way the ball spins. So if I mess it up and I point my finger over there, look at how it's going to spin. Okay? If I do it right, look how it just spun. Okay? So the key is to make sure that the thumb points to third base. Now, bullet spin occurs when she doesn't keep the thumb pointed to third and lets the thumb go over the side of the ball, points it to the catcher. Okay? You want to jump in? I'll throw one to you, nice and easy, and I'll show you the spin. Come on back here.
I'm trying to apply that turn the doorknob analogy. I try to be able to duplicate what I hear. I'm not a pitcher, but I can duplicate some things.
Right.
And I always end up with bullet spin,
right,
turning the doorknob.
Right, because you're turning your thumb towards the target.
Right.
Okay. So here's backspin.
Yeah.
I like that. Can you see how it's spins?
Yes.
Now, in a perfect world, again, my drop is going to spin straight forward.
Yes.
And then my rise is going to spin straight backwards.
I like that.
So out of my hand, I don't want the batter to be able to tell which way the ball's spinning.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
That's in a perfect world.
Yes.
Now, if I turn my wrist, I'm going to get
Bullet
bullet spin. Okay? And that requires you to let it go late so that it angles up. Okay? We still want to let it go a little bit later to help the trajectory of the ball and rise, but we've got to make sure that we get that spin in the right direction, which is what prevents it from going down. And actually, whether you believe the rise actually goes up or you don't, the one thing that everybody is consistent on is that the spin is important.
Right.
Okay? So back spin, just like that. Okay? And then the funny thing is a curveball is the exact same thing as a rise ball. It's just thrown sideways.
Right.
So instead of pointing my finger up, point my finger sideways, and I'm going to be able to make the ball curve. Okay? How easy that is?
Nice.
So, all right. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your ball down, and we're going to throw a double ball.
Get your way.
All right. Now, when you throw with the double ball, what you do is you grab the bottom ball. Doesn't matter which one's the bottom ball. You can make the bottom ball either one. But get the grip that I just showed you. Okay. And then as you come down, what makes this effective, if I can snap it to you real
Yes.
nice and easy. You don't need to sit down.
Okay.
The weight of the top ball held underneath the the bottom ball. And if you don't get both balls going, then you don't have backspin. That's backspin on a rise ball right there. Okay? Here. Spin. Just like that. Now, you want to make sure that your finger points up when you're done. So it's helpful if you say, Bill's number 1 when you throw. Okay? So you can say, Bill's number 1. Bill's number 1. Look at that. Make sure you use this finger. Don't use the other one. Okay? So remember, the top ball goes into the gap in your hand here. Yep. All right. Now, I want you to throw a couple to me, and I just want you to go half up and down. Half like that. Let's see what we got. Okay. First things first. Never do drills where you just stand flat-footed. Always move your arms and legs together. Just like when you throw, you move your arms and your legs. Always move your arms and legs here. Okay? Up. From thumb to third, whip underneath. Use that elbow. Not bad. Not bad. It's not bad. Remember, we're going to want to finish across, though. Don't come straight up here. Nice job. Getting it to spin back. Good. One more. Very good. Okay, try your ball.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what you did is you stopped and you spun your wrist. You didn't whip underneath using the elbow, wrist, and fingers. Okay? Don't stop that hand. Under. Okay, now that was a bullet spin. And now remember, all that means is that you rolled the thumb over the side instead of over the back. Okay? So most people, when they start learning how to throw the rise, they end up with kind of almost like a knuckleball because they don't understand the twist. She understands the twist. She's just doing it too much with this as opposed to the elbow. Okay. The elbow takes over, and the wrist can't turn because of the way the kinetic chain breaks. If she snaps her elbow, whips her elbow, the wrist has to follow the elbow. So then it won't. Right now, you're not using your elbow very much, and you're allowing the wrist to take over. And the wrist is the doom of the rise version. We don't want that. You got to keep that thumb pointed. Push that finger up too. Got to remember. Say Bill's number 1. With the proper finger. Don't use the other finger. I get enough of that from Lisa over here. Okay, now can you feel it in your fingertip at all yet? Two more. Your top home. Not bad. You're spinning it good. You're spinning it good. It's not in the right direction yet, but that's a good start. Really good start. One more. Okay. And what would probably help it a little bit is if you didn't stop right here. You keep, and that's just an indication that you're using your wrist because then she's not stopping it. She's not using the elbow to follow through. Okay. But so come down here. Homework-wise for the rise. Okay. When you're you're riding in the car, when you're studying home from school, when you're watching a movie or anything like that, take a ball and just get your grip and just practice spinning it just like this, or just like that. That's the action. When you're done, you have it done. Okay? Roll the thumb, push the fingers, just like that. And that's going to help build up the talent on the fingertip as well. Just like this. Just like that. Okay. Now, mechanically, your homework is to get that elbow snap going. So I want you to play a lot of catch with yourself. Okay? Put your glove on and just sit there and whip it right in your glove. Exaggerate the follow through so you come up your shoulder here. In reality, her hand doesn't need to come up here. But as long as she's whipping her elbow, that's what I'm looking for. Okay? So to get her doing it, we're going to make her exaggerate it first. Okay? So exaggerated motion coming up, touching the shoulder. In order to give yourself a hug, you just got to make sure that you're going to go up all the way up and touch the shoulder. Down, down. Okay? The other thing is the foot, back foot. Okay? If you don't have one, you got to get a mirror for your bedroom. Okay? On the back of the door or somewhere. Okay? And you want to put tape down on the floor. And what you do is you just practice either up together, down together, or doing the circles and drag your toe right down the tape. Put some tape on the floor and drag it down. When you're watching yourself in a mirror, you'll be able to see exactly what it is that you're trying to do and when you don't do it. So put some tape down, step, drag, and away you go. Okay? Now, I'm a realist. If I said to you, I want you to practice this an hour a day, you'd be like, school, I got boys, and I got to watch The Walking Dead, and I got this, and I got that. But if you practice this stuff, this muscle memory exercise for 10 minutes a day, you'll have it. Just like that. Because that's all it is right now, is just muscle memory, knowing what to do, training your body to do it. Okay? Work on that whip, and work on that drag. And if you get good enough, you can do both. Throw socks towards the mirror if you want to. Socks, then drag and then toe. Tiptoe down, laces forward. Okay? Questions?
Okay, I'm gonna just make sure I have the right, it's like
Yep, you want to maybe pull your thumb back just a little bit. That finger pushes on that, and thumb pulls over on that. Okay, so when you're sitting there, put your hand under the ball, and then just roll the thumb and push the finger. Yeah, it's going to take time.